Welcome back, subscribers. In this tutorial, I will be covering all the essential options I will be using on this channel to create 3D models for professional quality 3D printing. I have included all the shortcut keys in the description, so feel free to follow along and enjoy the video. Use the hand icon to move the view around as needed. This allows you to explore different angles and perspectives of your model, ensuring that you can see every detail clearly. You can zoom in and out for a closer or broader look by dragging the zoom icon. To rotate the view, simply drag on the axis icon, allowing you to inspect your model from various angles. I will also demonstrate some useful shortcut keys to make your workflow smoother. For example, use the center mouse button to scroll in and out, or click and drag the center button to rotate the view effortlessly. Now, let's dive into some hands-on interaction with the default cube on our workspace. Select it, and by pressing G on the keyboard, we can freely move it across the screen. By pressing R, I will show how the cube rotates effortlessly along the axis, which is an essential skill when orienting parts of your design. Now, we will move on to resizing. To change the cube's size, press S, which lets us scale it up or down. To make adjustments along specific axes, press G followed by X to move along the x-axis, G and Y for the y-axis, and similarly G and Z to align with the z-axis. If you make any changes you'd like to revert, press Ctrl Z to undo and Ctrl Shift Z to redo those actions. Let's rotate the cube along a specific axis. Press R, then X, and type 80 to rotate 80 degrees along the x-axis. You can do the same for the z-axis. I will make it rotate 243 degrees along z-axis. This technique works similarly for other axes. Press R followed by X, Y, or Z, then input the desired angle to rotate accurately. Remember, you can also use the icons on the left side of the screen. To move, start by selecting the Move icon, which looks like a 4-directional arrow. For rotation, click on the Rotate icon, represented by a circular shape. When activated, this icon brings up 3 colored rings around the object. To change the object's size, select the Scale icon, usually shown as a small square with arrows pointing outward. To hide or unhide objects in Blender, you have a couple of easy options. You can simply click the eye icon in the top right corner of the screen to toggle visibility on or off. For a faster way, select the cube and press H on your keyboard. This hides the object instantly, clearing up your view to focus on other elements. Let's take a quick look at different viewports. Switch between wireframe and solid viewports for different visualization modes. To select everything in your scene, press A, and you can delete them all by pressing Delete. Now, let's add a new mesh object, a monkey, which we will be working with. Switching to the solid viewport will help us see it better. Select the monkey, and in the Object tab, choose Shade Smooth for a refined look. If you prefer a flat appearance, select Shade Flat instead. The Annotate Tool is also handy for taking notes directly on the workspace. Select Annotate, then click and drag to create annotations. If you make a mistake, hold Ctrl, then click and drag to erase. Drawing a random zigzag line and using Ctrl plus mouse click to erase. You can use multiple colors to differentiate your annotations easily. For example, I have created a new annotation in green. I added another annotation in pink and drew a sketch to provide further details. Finally, I created a yellow annotation and used the icon to hide the other three annotations, allowing me to focus on the yellow annotation without distraction. Let's change the mouse cursor action from Annotate to Select Box. To prepare objects for 3D printing, let's add a plane from the Mesh options. Moving the plane downwards. Plane objects cannot be 3D printed, so it's important to solidify the object by selecting the Solidify modifier. This will ensure it's suitable for 3D printing. You can increase the thickness of the Solidify modifier to your preference and then click Apply to confirm the changes. Let's get familiar with the Boolean modifier, a powerful tool often used to finalize objects for 3D printing. Select the monkey object, add a Boolean modifier, and select the plane as the target object. This Boolean is used at the dress bottom to create a flat finish. Then, hide the plane to see the Boolean effect. Experiment with the difference union and intersect options in the Boolean modifier to achieve different results. Once you are ready, apply the Boolean modifier. Unhide the plane and delete it if it's no longer needed. Next, let's apply the multi-resolution modifier to the monkey model. This modifier is perfect for adding detail by increasing the object's resolution. Go ahead and click Subdivide to add finer details to the model. The monkey model now has a fun, playful look. Switch to Sculpt mode and try the Draw brush, which is great for adding simple details by building up areas on the model's surface. I will do some sculpting here for demonstration. Next, we will move to the Smooth brush, which is useful for softening surfaces and blending rough spots. Finally, let's try the Elastic brush. This tool lets us stretch and drag parts of the model, making it easy to adjust shapes and explore creative effects. For shortcuts, press X to select the Draw brush and Shift plus for the Smooth brush. I'm not sure of the shortcut for Elastic Deform brush, so it will select it from the brush list instead. To adjust the brush size, simply press F, and you will see the radius change as I adjust it. You can also mirror brush strokes along the axis. First, select the X mirror option while leaving the Y and Z unchecked. See how it behaves when the X mirror is checked versus when it is unchecked, allowing you to see how the brush strokes are reflected across the X axis. Next, switch to the Y mirror option, again leaving the other two unchecked. Similarly, select the Z mirror option while keeping the others unchecked. This will demonstrate how your strokes are mirrored vertically. Finally, select all three mirrors, X, Y, and Z to see the result of fusing them together. This combination will truly highlight the power of symmetrical sculpting, enabling you to create intricate designs with ease. Now, let's switch back to object mode and apply the multi-resolution modifier. Switch to edit mode. Take a look at the selection modes for vertices, edges, and faces. When vertices selection mode is checked, you will be able to select individual vertices. When edges mode is selected, you can select edges that connect the vertices. And when faces mode is selected, you will be able to select entire faces of your model. Just like in object mode, you can utilize the same shortcut keys, G to move, R to rotate, and S to resize. You can also choose to use icons on the left side to move, rotate, and resize the faces in Monkey 3D object. Select another face and press E to extend it. Again, press E to extend. Let's create a funny horn for the monkey. Remember, you can use E to extend on the other side as well. Let's learn about deleting faces in edit mode. Select a face first. Hold Ctrl and mouse click on each face to continuously select the ones you want to delete. You can select as many faces as needed to achieve the desired look for your model. Once you have selected all the faces you want to remove, simply press Delete and choose Faces from the options to remove them from your model. Now, to separate the ear from the monkey, we want to make sure that the monkey's head and the ear are hanging separately. Press P and select by loose parts. This action will separate the selected parts into distinct objects. Next, you can press Tab to switch between object mode and edit mode as needed. Let's go ahead and delete the ear now to refine our model. After that, select the monkey and press Tab again to move back into edit mode, where you can continue to make adjustments to the monkey's head. Press A to select all and press F to create faces. You can see that the gaps are now filled, as faces have formed by connecting the vertices. Let's take a quick look at Loop Cut tool. I will be using this frequently as we design dress outfits or costumes for 3D printing. Notice how you can increase the number of cuts for added detail, as I am demonstrating now. You can easily switch between edit mode and object mode by simply pressing Tab key. Don't forget to save your work regularly by pressing Ctrl+. This will prompt you to name your Blender file and choose a location to save it. It's also a good practice to create backups. You can do this by using Ctrl+ Shift+ is to save a copy of your Blender file. To 3D print your model, you will need to export it as STL format. Let's take a moment to go through that process together. Additionally, if you have downloaded any of my 3D models from Ctrl 3D, you can easily import them using the method shown in the demonstration. This way, you can import my 3D models and customize them for your own needs. As a final tip, I want to show you how to change an object to mirror along the x-axis. I will use this technique to duplicate and mirror the heels of the footwear for the girl's 3D model, which will ultimately be 3D printed. To do this, simply select the object, right-click, choose Mirror, global EX to mirror it along the x-axis. I will now display the sample uses of these techniques in creating dress models, showing how they work in real time. Take a look now while the shortcuts are fresh in your mind. It will make following much easier. Don't forget to watch the next tutorial immediately to keep up the momentum. And remember to subscribe or save this tutorial to watch later. Was this tutorial helpful? Let me know where I can improve. Comment what you learned and what you think is missing. Your feedback helps me make even better tutorials.